Shalom, shalom. Today will be 2 Kings 11 through 15. And Athaliah was the mother of Hazael, and when she saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the offspring of the reign. But Yehosheba, the daughter of sovereign Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, son of Ahaziah, and stole him away from among the sons of the sovereign sons, who were put to death. So they concealed him and his nurse in the bedroom from Athaliah, and he was not put to death. And he remained with her in hiding in the house of Yahweh for 60 years. While Athaliah was reigning over the land. And in the 7th year, Jehoiada sent and brought the commanders of hundreds with the Kerites and the runners, and brought them into the house of Yahweh to him. And he made a covenant with them, and took an oath from them in the house of Yahweh, and showed them the son of the sovereign. And he commanded them, saying, This is what you are to do. 1/3 of you who come in on the Sabbath to be on guard in the sovereign's house, and 1/3 at the gate of Sur, and 1/3 at the gate behind the runners. And you shall be on guard in the house, lest it be broken down. And the 2 detachments of you who are going out on the Sabbath shall be on guard in the house of Yahweh for the sovereign. And you shall surround the sovereign on all sides, every man with his weapon in his hand, and whoever comes within the ranks, let him be put to death. And be with the sovereign as he goes out and as he comes in. So the commander of the hundreds did according to all that Jehoiada the priest commanded. And each of them took his men who were going in on the Sabbath, with those who were going out on the Sabbath, and came to Jehoiada the priest. And the priest gave the commanders of the hundreds the spears and shields which had belonged to sovereign David. They were in the house of Yahweh, and the runners stood, every man with his weapon in his hand, and around all the sovereign, from the right side of the house to the left side of the house, by the slaughter place and the house. And he brought out the son of the sovereign, and put on him the diadem and the witness. And they set him up to reign, and anointed him, and they clapped their hands, and said, Let the sovereign live. And Athaliah heard the noise of the runners, the people, and she came to the people into the house of Yahweh, and looked and saw the sovereign standing by a column, according to the ruling, and the chiefs and the trumpeters were beside the sovereign, and all the people of the land rejoiced, and blowing the trumpets, and of the land rejoicing and blowing trumpets. And Athaliah tore her garments and cried out, Treason, treason! And Jehoiada the priest commanded the commanders of the hundreds, the officers of the army, and said to them, Take her outside the ranks, and slay with the sword whoever follows her. For the priest had said, Do not let her be killed in the house of Yahweh. So they took hold of her, and she went by way of the horse entrance to the sovereign's house, and was put to death there. And Jehoiada made a covenant between Yahweh and the sovereign and the people to the people of Yahweh, also between the sovereign and the people. And all the people of the land went to the house of Baal and broke it down. They completely broke up its slaughter places and images, and killed Matan, the priest of Baal, before the slaughter places, and the priest appointed inspectors over the house of Yahweh, and took the commanders of hundreds, and the Kerites, and the runners, and all the people of the land, and they brought the sovereign down from the house of Yahweh, and went by way of the gate of the runners to the sovereign's house, and he sat on the throne of the sovereigns. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city had rest, for they had slain Athaliah with the sword in the sovereign's house. Jehoash was 7 years old when he began to reign. Jehoash began to reign in the 7th year of Jehu, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Seba of Beersheba. And Jehoash did what was right in the eyes of Yahweh all the days in which Jehoiada the priest instructed him. However, the high places were not taken away. The people still slaughtered and burned incense on the high places. And Jehoash said to the priest, All the silver of the set-apart gifts that are brought into the house of Yahweh, the silver coming over, each man's assessment silver, all the silver that a man possesses in his heart to bring into the house of Yahweh. Let the priests take for themselves each from his friend, and let them strengthen the breaches of the house wherever there is a breach. And it came to be, by the 23rd year of sovereign Jehoash, that the priests had not strengthened the breaches of the house. And sovereign Jehoash called Jehoiada the priest and the other priests, and said to them, Why have you not strengthened the breaches of the house? And now, do not take any more silver from your friends, but give it for the breaches of the house. And the priests agreed that they would neither receive any more silver from the people, nor strengthen the breaches of the house. And Jehoiada the priest took a chest, and bored a hole in its lid, and set it aside the slaughter place on the right side as one comes into the house of Yahweh. And the priest who guarded the door put there all the silver that was brought into the house of Yahweh. And it came to be, whenever they saw that there was much silver in the chest, the sovereign's scribe and the high priest came up and put it in bags, and counted the silver that was found in the house of Yahweh, and gave the silver weighed out into the hands of those who did the work, who had the oversight of the house of Yahweh, and they paid it out to the carpenters and builders who worked on the house of Yahweh, and to stone masons and stone cutters, and for buying timber and hewn stone to strengthen the breach of the house of Yahweh, and for all that was paid out to strengthen the house. However, there was not made for the house of Yahweh basins of silver, snuffers, sprinkling bowls, trumpets, any objects of gold or objects of silver from the silver that was brought into the house of Yahweh. For they gave that to the workmen, and they strengthened the house of Yahweh with it. And they did not reckon with the men into whose hands they gave the silver to be paid to workmen. And they did not reckon with the men into whose hands they gave the silver to be paid to workmen, for they acted trustworthily. The silver from the trespass offerings and the silver from the sin offerings was not brought into the house of Yahweh. It belonged to the priest. And Hazael, sovereign of Aram, went up and fought against Gath, and captured it. And Hazael set his face to go up to Jerusalem. And Jehoash, sovereign of Judah, took all the set-apart gifts that his father Jehoshaphat and Jehoram and Ahaziah, sovereigns of Judah, had set apart, and his own set-apart gifts, and all the gold found in the treasuries of the house of Yahweh, and in the sovereign's house, and sent them to Hazael, sovereign of Aram. Then he went away from Jerusalem. And the rest of the acts of Joash and all that he did, are they not written in the books of the annals of the sovereigns of Judah? And his servants rose up and made a conspiracy, and smote Joash in the house of Millo, which goes down to Silla. For Yazakar, son of Shemath, and Jehozabad, son of Shomer, his servants, struck him. So he died, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David. And Amaziah, his son, reigned in his place. I wonder why. Maybe it'll tell us, but I'm half thinking, because in my mind, I'm like, hey, wait a second, why don't we just go up against this guy and smote him? Right? And maybe his buddies thought the same thing. And he did do it, and they were like, well, we have that. In the 23rd year of Joash, son of Ahaziah, sovereign of Judah, Jehoaz, son of Jehu, began to reign over Israel and Shomeron, and reigned 17 years. We're probably just going to call him Jehu. It's going to get really confusing if there's more. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahweh, and followed the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. He did not turn away from them. And the displeasure of Yahweh burned against Israel, and he gave them into the hand of Hazael, sovereign of Aram, and into the hand of Benhadad, son of Hazael, all the days. Then Jehu sought the face of Yahweh, and Yahweh listened to him, for he saw the oppression of Israel, because the sovereign of Aram oppressed them. And Yahweh gave Israel a Savior, so that they came out from under the hand of Aram, and the children of Israel dwelt in their tents as before. However, they did not turn away from the sins of the house of Jeroboam, who had made Israel sin, but walked in them. Moreover, the Asherah also remained in Shomron. For he left of the army of Jehu only 50 horsemen and 10 chariots and 10,000 footmen, for the sovereign of Aram had destroyed them and made them like the dust at threshing. And the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did, and his might, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel? So Jehu slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Shomron. And Joash his son reigned in his place. And in the 37th year of Joash, sovereign of Judah, Jehu, thank goodness, Jehu, son of, the other Jehu, began to reign over Israel in Shomron 16 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah. He did not turn away from all the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. He walked in it. And the rest of the acts of Joash, and all that he did, and his might which he found against Amaziah, sovereign of Judah, all that are they not written in the books of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel? So Joash slept with his fathers, and Jeroboam sat on his throne, and Joash was buried in Shomron with the sovereigns of Israel. And Elisha had become sick with the sickness in which he died. And Joash, the sovereign of Israel, came down to him, and wept over his face, and said, O my father, the chariots of Israel and their horsemen. And Elisha said to him, Take a bow and some arrows. And he took a bow and some arrows, and he said to the sovereign of Israel, Place your hand on the bow. So he placed his hand on the bow, and Elisha placed his hand on the hands of the sovereign, and said, Open the east window. And he opened it, and Elisha said, Shoot. And he shot. Then he said, The arrow of deliverance of Yahuwah, and the arrow of deliverance from Aram, for you shall strike Aram at effect until it is finished. Then he said, Take the arrows, and he took them, and he said to the sovereign of Israel, Strike the ground. And he struck 3 times and stopped. And the man, dang it, and the man of Elohim was wroth with him, and said, You should have struck 5 or 6 times. Then you would have stricken Aram till its utter destruction. But now you shall strike Aram only 3 times. And Elisha died, and they buried him. And the raiding bands of Moab came into the land in the spring of the year. And it came to be, they were burying a man, and they saw a raiding band, and cast the man in the burial site of Elisha. And the man fell and touched the bones of Elisha, and came to life, and stood on his feet. And Hazael, sovereign of Aram, oppressed Israel all the days of Jehoahaz. What a concept. Just ask the man who was thrown on the bones of Elisha if there's anything that God can't do. But Yahuwah showed favor to them, and had compassion on them, and turned toward them for the sake of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and would not destroy them or cast them from his presence as yet. So even though they're so wicked at this point, even though we're not doing anything we're supposed to be doing, we're clearly, and he did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, he did not turn away from all the sins of his fathers, right? This one's not doing it. Israel's not doing it. Judah's not doing it. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it right anyway. And Judah's kind of getting close, but it's like you're still walking in what your dad did. You didn't remove the Asherahs. Anyway, and Hazael, sovereign of Aram, died, and Ben-Hadad, his son, reigned in his place. And Jehu, son of the other Jehu, recovered from the hand of Ben-Hadad, son of Hazael, the cities which he had taken out of the hand of Jehu his father, in battle. Joash struck him 3 times, and he recovered the cities of Israel. In the 2nd year of Joash, son of the other sovereign of Israel, Amaziah, son of Joash, sovereign of Judah, began to reign. Excuse me. And he was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jehoadin of Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the eyes of Yahuwah, but not like his father David. He did according to all his father Joash did. However, the high places were not taken away. The people still slaughtered and buried and burned incense on the high places. And it came to be, right, we're in Judah. Yep. However, and it came to be, as soon as the rein was strengthened in his hand, that he struck his servants who had stricken his father, the sovereign. But he did not put to death the children of the strikers, according to what is written in the book of the Torah of Moshe, in which Yahweh commanded, saying, Fathers are not put to death for the children, and children are not put to death for the fathers, but each one is put to death for his own sin. See, this is just a crazy concept to me. It's like, how can you say, but he didn't do this according to what is written in the book of the Torah, but then we're still like, Deuteronomy's in the Torah. Like, what? You're just skipping that book? I don't understand. I mean, it's in all of them, honestly. You don't do the things that the people do. This is what you do. Anyway, he struck Edom in the Valley of Salt, 10,000, and took Salah in battle, and called its name Yokthael to this day. Jehu, son of Jehu, sovereign of Israel, saying, Come, let us look each other in the face. And Jehu, sovereign of Israel, sent to Amaziah, sovereign of Judah, saying, The thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give your daughter to my son as wife. And a wild beast that was in Lebanon passed by and trampled the thistle. You have certainly stricken Edom, and your heart has lifted you up. But esteemed and stay in your house. Be esteemed and stay in your house. But why do you stir up yourself to evil, that you should fall, you and Judah with you? But Amaziah did not listen. So Jehu, sovereign of Israel, went up. He and Amaziah, sovereign of Jehu, faced one another at Beth Shemesh, which belongs to Judah. And Judah was smitten before Israel, and they each fled to his tent. And Jehu, sovereign of Israel, caught Amaziah, sovereign of Judah, son of Joash, son of Ahaziah, at Beth Shemesh, and they came to Jerusalem. And he broke through the wall of Jerusalem from the gate of Ephraim to the corner gate, 400 cubits. So I guess he broke down the wall, basically, and took all the gold and silver and all the objects that were found in the house of Yahweh and all the treasuries of the sovereign's house and hostages, and returned to Shelmaron. It's one of those things where it's like, I get what you're doing. I could see where you're coming from. It's like, you're not doing the right things. I'm going to take it and do the right things. But you got to be in the right place to do the right things. That's the problem. That's why, anyway. And the rest of the acts of Jehu, which he did in his might, and how he fought with Amaziah, sovereign of Judah, and are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel? So Jehu slept with his fathers, and was buried in Shomeron with the sovereigns of Israel. And Jeroboam his son reigned in his place. And Amaziah, son of Joash, sovereign of Judah, lived 15 years after the death of Jehu, son of Jehu, sovereign of Israel. And the rest of the acts of Amaziah, are they not written in the books of the annals of the sovereigns of Judah? And they made a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish, and they sent after him to Lachish, and killed him there, and brought him on horses, and he was buried in Jerusalem with his fathers in the city of David. This is also very weird for me. Like, you conspired to kill him. What do you care if he gets buried with his fathers? Like, me personally, and maybe this is me being petty, but like, I'm not digging your grave. I'm not bringing you back. And brought him on horses. And all the people of Judah took Azariah, who was 16 years old, and set him up to reign instead of his father Amaziah. Interesting. He built Elath and restored it to Judah after the sovereign slept with his fathers. In the 15th year of Amaziah, son of Joash, the sovereign of Judah, Jeroboam, son of Joash, the sovereign of Israel, began to reign in Shomeron and reigned 41 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah. He did not turn away from all the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. He restored the border of Israel from the entrance of Hamath to the sea of Arba, according to the word of Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, which he had spoken through his servant Jonah, son of Amittai, the prophet who was from Gath Hepher. For Yahuwah saw that the affliction of Israel was very bitter, and there was no one, neither shut up nor left at large, to help Israel. And Yahuwah had not said that he would not. And Yahuwah had not said that he would not. And Yahuwah had not said that he would blot out the name of Israel from under the heavens, but saved them by the hands of Jeroboam son of Joash. And the rest of the acts of Jeroboam and all that he did, and his might, how he fought, and how he recovered Damascus and Hamath for Judah and Israel, are they not written in the books of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel? So Jeroboam slept with his fathers, the sovereign of Israel, and Zechariah, his son, reigned in his place. In the 27th year of Jeroboam, sovereign of Israel, Azariah, son of Amaziah, sovereign of Judah, began to reign. He was 16 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 52 years. Wow, ripe old age. And his mother's name was Yehoyahu of Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the eyes of Yahuwah, according to all that his father Amaziah did. However, the high places were not taken away. The people still slaughtered and burned incense on the high places. And Yahuwah smote the sovereign, so that he was a leper until the day of his death, and he dwelt in a separate house. And Jotham, son of the sovereign, was over the house, ruling the people of the land. And the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of annals of the sovereigns of Judah? I bet you old buddy, while he was a leper, he was probably like, why I don't know. I'm trying to do it all right, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but I mean, like, Jonah's there. Jonah went to not his people and preached the word, and they repented. Why didn't you, goober? So Azariah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David, and Jotham his son reigned in his place. In the 38th year of Azariah, sovereign of Judah, Zechariah, son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel and Shomeron for 6 new moons. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, as his father had done. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. And Shallum, son of Jabesh, conspired against him and struck him in front of the people and killed him and reigned in his place. The fact that they let it go, like he just did it in front of them. You know, like, I don't know what happened to him. And the rest of the acts of Zechariah, see, they are written in the books of the annals of the sovereign of Israel. This was the word of Yahuwah, which he spoke to Jehu, saying, your sons to the 4th generation are going to sit on the throne of Israel. And it came to be so. Shallum, son of Jabesh, began to reign in the 39th year of Uzziah, the sovereign of Judah, and he reigned a month of days in Shomeron. A month of days. I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking a month of Sundays. It's probably just 31 days. And Menahem, actually, it's probably a lunar cycle. And Menahem, son of Gadi, went up from Tirzah and came to Shomeron and struck Shallum, son of Jabesh, in Shomeron and killed him and reigned in his place. That's so crazy. If I kill you, I get to be king. And the rest of the acts of Shallum and the conspiracy which he led, see, they are written in the books of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel. And Menahem struck Titzvah, and all who were there and its borders Tirzah, from Tirzah, because they did not open it to him. Therefore he struck it, and he ripped open all the pregnant women. And in the 39th year of Azariah, sovereign of Judah, Menahem, son of Gadi, began to reign over Israel 10 years in Shomron. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahweh. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who made Israel sin all his days. Pul, the sovereign of Ashur, came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver for his hand to be with him to strengthen the reign of his hand. And Menahem exacted the silver of Israel, of all the mighty men of wealth, of each man 50 shekels of silver, to give the sovereign of Ashur. And the sovereign of Ashur turned back, and did not stay there in the land. And the rest of the acts of Menahem, and all that he did, are they not written in the books of the annals of the sovereign of Israel? So Menahem slept with his fathers, and Pekah, his son, reigned in his place. In the 50th year of Azariah, the sovereign of Judah, Pekah, the son of Menahem, began to reign over Israel in Shomron for 2 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahweh. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had made Israel sin. And Pekah, son of Remaliahu, a chief officer of his, conspired against him, and struck him in Shomron, in the high place of the sovereign's house, along with Argob and Aryeth, and with him were 50 men of Gilad. So he killed them, and reigned in his place. And the rest of the acts of Pekah, and all that he did, see, they are written in the books of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah, sovereign of Judah, Pekah, son of Remaliahu, began to reign over Israel in Shomron for 20 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahweh. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. In the days of Pekah, sovereign of Israel, Tiglath-Pileser, sovereign of Ashur, Ashur, came and took Ion and Abel, Beth, Maacah, and Yanoah, and Kadesh, and Hatzor, and Gilad, and Galil, all the land of Naphtali, and took them into exile to Ashur. That's crazy. And Hoshea, a prophet, son of Allah, maybe not, led a conspiracy against Pekah, son of Remaliahu, and struck him, and killed him, and reigned in his place in the 20th year of Jotham, son of Uzziah. Yeah, not the same Hoshea I was thinking of. And the rest of the acts of Pekah, and all that he did, see, they are written in the books of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel. In the 2nd year of Pekah, son of Remaliahu, sovereign of Israel, Jotham, son of Uzziahu, sovereign of Judah, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Yerusha, the daughter of Sadak. And he did what was right in the eyes of Yahweh. He did according to all that his father Uzziahu did. However, the high places were not taken away. The people still slaughtered and burned incense on the high places. He built the upper gate of the house of Yahweh. And the rest of the acts of Jotham, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Judah? In those days Yahweh began to send Retzin, sovereign of Aram, and Pekah, son of Remaliahu, against Judah. And Jotham slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father, and Ahaz his son reigned in his place. Sadly, all of these have been minus one. It's just kind of depressing. It's like, dang, dude, like, you are so close, but like, what, where? I can't wait till we get to find out, like, more. You know what I'm saying? One day when the big reel rolls, or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. It's crazy out there. Ain't nobody listening. Or they half listening. May Yahweh bless you and guard you. Yahweh will make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahweh will lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Shalom, shalom.